Greetings and salutations, Internet citizens. This is Wolfphototech, and here we are with another video. This time I'm covering one of the things from my huge pile of stuff to cover. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. I made a comment a week or two ago. A week ago, yes. On Ted of Nerd Immersion's community post about him getting some more starter sets, and I said, cool, you will someday eventually catch up to me. And he says, oh, how many you have? And I posted I have over 21 different starter sets or starter-esque review videos on my channel, and he says it's a challenge. And I accept. So, some of those starter sets are Warhammer or Wargaming starter sets, but there's only 3 or 4 of those in there, so I'm still in a massive lead. But considering that these are not counted in that number, and I have over 30 of them, I even have Shadowrun and 5th edition and 6th edition, and Legend of the Five Rings, which is the new 5th edition one, as well as Paranoia here. So I'm going to push that number up so high that Ted is literally going to have to go online to eBay or something and fork out $100 just to catch up on each starter set, because some of the starter sets I have are literally no longer in production. Particularly the Legend of the Five Rings one, and this version of the Call of Cthulhu starter set is no longer in production. They actually have an updated 40th anniversary one. So, well, there you go, Ted. You're pretty far behind. But anyways, this is the One Ring by Free League. Free League is largely considered by many people in the TTRPG community to be the next upcoming Wizards of the Coast, which is kind of insulting to Free League. But anyways, Free League covers a lot of different systems. They have the One Ring, they have Symborium, and a few others. But let's go ahead and get into the One Ring. This is the starter set, by the way, for the 2nd edition of the One Ring ring system. This is the One Ring is the TTRPG for brain fart for 5 seconds for Lord of the Rings. So if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, this is your TTRPG right here. We open up the box. I still have the wrapper on top for safety, for keeping it cleaner. There happens to be a handy-dandy little table section inside that helps you out with your degrees of success, die roll modifiers, die roll results, and so forth, as well as some conditions tossed in there. Very simple outside edge, just with the logo, the Free League logo here, and the name of the game and the starter set right there. I'm going to go ahead and put that back here. And then we got the bottom of the box. It's just standard black all around, no special artwork or anything. Some very plain and simple and to the point text on the back of the box. And with some information down here, UK, Canada. And in here, there is 2 silica gel packets to keep your stuff, to absorb whatever moisture is in here. You got a set of dice, which is a bunch of D12s, 2 D12s, and a total of 6 D6s, as this is a D12 space system with D6s for various resolutions and effects. You get a small deck of cards that has a whole bunch of items, like a great shield and dagger. In fact, I can open this up. I recently acquired this, so I don't know where I put Old Rusty. But anyways, There's not very many cards in here. There's just enough of them that it covers all your basic items. Like you got your great shield, you got regular shields, bucklers, helms, coat of mail, there's actually multiple coat of mails, mail shirt, leather corset, leather shirt, great bow, matlock, great axe, long hefted axe, a long hefted axe. It's basically a Norman axe. It has artwork on the back side of each weapon or item. So if you want to know, great shield, a regular shield, and the buckler. You got clubs, which is kind of in the form of shillelagh, an axe. You got some of these in multiples. You got like 2 axes in here. A great spear, a regular spear, short spear, long sword, short sword, cudgel. There's a cudgel. And a dagger. And I don't know why there is multiple of some and a single of others. Maybe it's just the pre-made characters have multiples or use stuff. You know, there's basic parry modifier and load numbers on these. So you got protection. The coat of mail has a 4D protection, which is probably like a 4D6. I didn't read the rules for this because, you know, I'm busy working on my Pathfinder campaign and my D&D campaign and my Call of Cthulhu campaigns. So, in my adventures, so I end up having the problem of, I have all this stuff and then I have all this other stuff, and this other stuff is the stuff I'm working on for my groups, and I don't have time to actually sit down and read through all the new stuff I get in because I just have to make sure I get... just might as well just set that stuff right down there. And then you have these special... Oops. Butterfingers. You have these special cards, which has Lookout, Scout, Guide, and Hunter on them. And then on the back side, it has Open, Rearward, Defensive, and Forward. So one side, another thing, back side, a different thing. And all these cards are just like that. And you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least one for each player. So I'm guessing those are player aid cards that help keep... that allow refresh people on various basic concepts. Then you have a Free League catalog, game catalog in here that goes through and shows you off a few other ones. Like you got the Alien in TTRPG, you got Forbidden Lands, which is basically Free League's D&D, or was, because they went and got Dragonbane from Norway or something. Personally, that is a poor choice in their part. It'd be better if they focused on their Forbidden Lands line and just left Dragon's Bane alone, because if you start adding too many different gaming systems to your lineup, you end up splitting your fan base into too many areas, and yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. And then you got Tales from the Loop, which is also has a starter set. Symborium here, Twilight 2000, Vessin. They don't even have a starter set for Vessin. I think there's a reference to it somewhere online I came across for Vessin starter set, but in Morkborg, as well as Coriolis in Mutant Year Zero. But in the case of... they got a lot of TTRPGs, and they're going to spread their team pretty thin in supporting all those TTRPGs. And then you're going to end up with a situation where you don't have enough people buying each one to support it. Then you have this really nice older style map that's in the feel of Lord of the Rings. As I said, this is a Lord of the Rings based TTRPG, The One Ring. So as I said before, if you really want to play Lord of the Rings, this is the game system you want to use first and foremost. It has a little zoomed in map where the campaign takes place, as well as the larger nearby world area map side. And then you have a series of character sheets here. And each one of these, fish them out, each one of these character sheets is a single sheet. It's actually really cleanly obvious. It kind of reminds me of Vampire the Masquerade for its stats, for its ability stat system here. So you got this whole starter set is basically almost all half Hobbits. Forced to habit. I'm used to saying halfling all the time when I should mean Hobbit. And then you happen to have a dwarf in here, as well as Bilbo Baggins. And there's a total of 1. Oh my goodness. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8 character sheets in here. So you got 8 character sheets in here. And then you have a core rules book, which comes out to a solid 24 pages. And it just goes over all the basics. I'm paging backwards through it. It's not overly cluttered with stuff. It's probably more of a... That is a saddle stapled book, by the way. And then you have, as I said, saddle stapled. But then you have this book right here, The Shire, which is more of a book for the region in which you start in. It covers a bit of the history and gives you some maps and all the other fun stuff, and a table for a few other things. And it just goes over each little section or region around the Shire. With some nice artwork interspersed here and there. The Old Forest. And then right here in the back, you happen to have the Adventure, which is also another saddle staple book. This one is not. This the Shire book. But this one is saddle stapled, the Adventures book. And in this book, gotta look at it, Conspiracy of the Red Book. Conspiracy Most Cracked. There's some delightful artwork mixed through it. Some maps. And that comes out to just slightly over... That comes out to 32 pages. And in the very bottom of the box, there's also, yet again, another map of the region in which you are running your campaign in for the starter set. This is actually a fairly nice starter set overall. It's one of the nicer starter boxes from Free League. Now put everything back in so you can just see everything go back into the box. Player aid cards. There's no sheet in here that says this is everything that is included in the box, and these are each individual item. those sheets are sometimes thought of as being wasteful paper, but sometimes for very new people, it's kind of handy to confirm that they have everything they need in the box. Otherwise, they become concerned if they're missing something every so often. I've had that happen with, say, like the Rick and Morty starter box, where I actually got an extra character sheet. So, this overall is in that like 3 to 4 star territory. Yet again, I wish there was a Game Master screen in here that would help out the Game Master. Even one of those simple construction paper ones would be very nice, like in the Rick and Morty box. Because those simple cardboard construction ones can hold all the basic information that the Game Master has to roll for in the adventure. And that can help out a Game Master a great deal. I do like that there's little aid cards in there for the players. And there happens to be enough of them in there that even the Game Master can have one themselves. It could be improved upon, but it's still already pretty good overall. And let's see if there's an MSRP on the backside. They actually suggest 120 minutes of playtime back here. 2 to 6 players, ages 14 plus. There's no MSRP listed back here. But it does list out all the items that come in this box right on the back. 6d6 success dice, 2d12 fate dice. So there you go. It's actually a fairly nice box overall. It's kind of in the size range of the typical D&D box. Some boxes are slightly bigger or thinner or smaller than other things, like the Chaosium boxes. This is just a lid because I'm actually running people through the starter set. But compared to the Chaosium starter set boxes, a little extra height on the Chaosium, but a little bit thinner. The problem with the Chaosium boxes is that they happen to be just tall enough that when you put them on a lot of shelves, or the typical bookshelves, they actually are too tall to stand on the bookshelf with other books. So there you go. You got The One Ring, the Lord of the Rings RPG from Free League Publishing. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. And I hope you come back next time where I will probably cover something else different. Maybe like do a Pathfinder card or one, or do something else. Because I probably shouldn't do starter set after starter set after starter set back to back. Alrighty. Thank you very much. And see you next time.